that a choo-choo I hear? Maybe a boo-boo.
After all, how long can a guy stand being called boo?
No, that's still not right. Maybe more of a boom, boo. Or a boo, boo. On this edition of Glimpsing into the Unseen, we are going to explore the grief of a nation. I'm not going to focus on the who, whys, or hows of Lincoln's assassination by America's lamest theater kid in 1865 at the Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. Much like how we still grieve over the death of our beloved and national treasure, Uncle Kissinger. In 2023, the nation remains stunned at their momentous loss. At least parts of the nation. Anyway. Look, if your skin tone matches mine, statistically, some of our great-great-great-grandpas were probably shocked as hell, all hell, by the whole deal. I mean, most of my relatives were probably in Tennessee, so we're more than likely on the wrong side of the Civil War. What can you do?
Long about now, I bet that boy wishes he had a parachute.
So, I mean, fuck it. Now, let's get into moving a body. It's a difficult and expensive task, at least while it's intact.
And you ever killed someone before?
No. Have you?
That's personal. But if I had, I'd know better than to waste my time digging 1 6-foot hole when I could dig 6 1-foot holes. That's just murder math.
It's definitely easier to do so in pieces. I mean, allegedly. Even more so if you have to do it by rail, in a time before refrigeration. After Lincoln's death, it was decided to keep national morale up by having the whole thing take a more delayed and secure parade-like route. The saddest parade ever, not even a balloon, by using the exclusively slower military tracks. The train was also moving the body of Lincoln's youngest son, who had passed 3 years earlier from typhus at the shockingly young age of 12. This all happened in D.C.
The Past Was the Worst series, because we all know it's true.
As well. It was exhumed to be buried alongside the body of his father. His eldest son, who was still very much alive, also came along with the honor guard, making this the saddest father and son trip you can imagine. At least on this bonding trip, he can't disappoint his father, like I always wish I could.
6 a.m. and already the boy ain't right.
It's said that the funeral had passed through 400 cities and towns, moving at the breakneck speed of 4 miles per hour, or 6.5 kilometers per hour. Along the path, allegedly, over 1 million Americans directly viewed and interacted with Lincoln's corpse. And millions more saw the train as the future Midwest states united to bid Lincoln a farewell as he passed through. That's at least 3% of the country seeing a body. It seems like it was the thing to do. The embalmer was getting tons of free, well-earned publicity. Hopefully, he brought enough business cards. As the train passed over... As the train passed other trains on the rails, it said that men took off their hats and bowed their heads, women whispered prayers, choirs sang songs, doves cried, babies saluted, cats took off their hats, while dogs dreamed about the days in 25 years when basketball would be invented so that they could air bud, as there wasn't any rules against it.
What the heck's going on here?
I'll handle this, Judge.
The Timberwolves want to substitute a dog.
What are they, nuts?
Dog's a registered member of the team. He practices with the team, he travels with the team. You check in your rule book. Bet you won't find anything in there that says a dog can't play.
He's right. Ain't no rule said the dog can't play basketball. This is a joke.
Honest Abe was thankfully buried upon arrival in Springfield, Illinois on May 4th. Now that was pretty much just a sad story with some light Air Bud references thrown in, much like Spooky Buddies, a movie about dead puppies. But my true believers, that's not the end of the story. It never seems to be the end. Now, on the anniversary of Lincoln's death, it appears that his tour continues in ghost form. It's stated as those stories... It starts as those stories always do. A rush of cold air that seems to come out of nowhere. This event causes time to stop. This event causes time to halt by stopping clocks and watches in the moment. If you look up the tracks, you see an old steam engine making its way towards you incredibly slowly. In that moment, you may want to take a grainy photo, but you will find that your phone has died. Frozen, you watch as the train rolls by you, moving painfully slow. Thankfully, it's not very long. You may notice the portrait of Lincoln mounted to the front of the train. Or in the funeral car, you may see his coffin. Does that mean he's doubly dead? How do you kill a ghost? Sometimes it is empty, while other times you'll literally see a skeleton crew as the 150 unfortunate passengers are, for some reason, still there. Therefore, I don't know, ghost reasons? I guess the afterlife sucks as much as regular life. President Lincoln, as influential and impressive figure as he was, both in life and in death, his ghost definitely gets around. You may find him in several places in Springfield, Illinois, wandering the cemetery where he is buried, or also his former law offices that are there. He also visits all his various homes, including, most famously, the White House itself. Doesn't seem like even in death his ghost gets a break? At the White House, his ghost has been seen by influential and famous people alike, one such person being Winston Churchill. Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't believe in ghosts. But if I did, Lincoln's ghost would be like the number one coolest to see, right? Who wouldn't want to meet him? I mean, he's Lincoln. First, my writer is allegedly 6'5" to Lincoln's measly 6'4", so that would be fun to put them back to back and measure them, right? I guess I could get his takes on some hot button political stuff, start a podcast with him. I don't know what that would be called. Watch Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Man, now I want ghosts to be real. That isn't even that isn't even the tip of the Lincoln weirdness iceberg. We could take looks at the parallels of his life to JFK's, or how he shares a birthday and year with another extremely famous figure in a different field. Remember, if you have a paranormal experience, you should call the International Scientific Response number, 1-800-SCIENCE. And they should be able to connect you with the appropriate professional to help you with your scientific emergency. That's it for now. Please hit the please hit the like or smash that dislike button. Please feel free to try to reply. Or please feel free to comment. I try to reply to them. If you've made it this far, please subscribe. It really means a lot to a channel like mine. Have a wonderful day.